Oh my gosh, flat tire, what are we gonna do? What's going on, guys? My name is CJ. In this video I'm going to show you how to repair a flat tire using a tire plug kit. Okay, you can do this yourself. It's not that hard. Simply go to Walmart, you can go to Amazon. I can put a link in the description for a tire plug kit. So what comes in the kit is a 2-piece grip, reamer, and plug, 6 extra strong tire plugs, and tire pressure gauge. All right, so here's the reamer tool, here's the plug tool, here's your tire pressure gauge, and then here are your tire plugs. I've already used some before, and that's why there's only 3, comes 6 total. After you buy this, you're also going to want to get some soapy water in a spray bottle, Dawn soap, some water, and then get some pliers. I would say get a pair of gloves. It's definitely going to feel, hard in your hands, so if you want some gloves, you can use gloves, you don't have to. And then if you have it, I would recommend get yourself a tire inflator. You can get this as Hyper Tough, Walmart, Amazon. They're pretty cheap, guys. It's really not that expensive. What's cool about this is that you can use the car 12 volt if you're on the side of the road, or if you're in your house or somewhere nearby. You also get in here a wire for the outlet, and then you have this little cap to fill up a bike tire. If you're not doing, vehicle tire, you would use this one for a vehicle. So first we need to identify where is the nail, the screw, why is the tire leaking air. And there's a lot of different scenarios or possibilities as to why this is happening, but more than likely there's a nail puncture somewhere in the tire. So right off the bat, I want to say something that a lot of people don't understand, is that you cannot plug tires on the sidewalls of the tire, okay? The plug is not going to hold right. So if the nail or screw is in the tire and it's anywhere here to here, anywhere in between, that's fair game. Just not on the sidewall, on the outside walls. If it is, you're going to have to go to a shop and get it repaired and get your tire replaced, unfortunately. If you're having leakage from the side here, your soapy water would identify that, or even your valve stem can leak. These can go bad, and that will also let you know you might need a new valve stem tire pressure sensor, TPMS. All right, so let's go ahead and identify where the leak is. Obviously right now I don't know where it's at. Since this is the front tire, you're able to turn your tire. I'm going to turn it towards me so I can see if I can identify the leak. If it's a back tire, then I would recommend taking the tire off so you can identify where it's at. Right, so you see low tire, TPMS light is on, low tire, obviously we're aware of that. So I'm just going to turn the wheel all the way to the left, and that will help me to figure out where this leak is. But you would need a lug wrench to take off the lug nuts if it was the back tire, if this is affecting the back. Unfortunately, the front is a lot easier to work with. So we're going to go ahead and spray this with some soapy water. Now the tire is pretty low, so you can fill up the tire if you don't have a way to fill up the tire first, but it's probably better to recommend to fill up the tire so you can see if there's any, it will help to push the air through, essentially, is what I'm saying. So I'm just going to spray this everywhere. All right, so what we're going to look for now is bubbling. So at this point, what I'm going to do is actually fill up the tire with some air, because not knowing where the leak is not really helpful. I'm not seeing a nail anywhere, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with some air. So what you do, take this off your cap. It's a screw on. And normally I set my tires to about 38 PSI. If you don't know what your PSI should be for your tires, usually it's on the side of the vehicle. It will be in your owner's manual, but a faster spot would be right here. It tells you, so front tire should be at 35, rear tire should be at 35. I put mine at 38 only because the max PSI for my tires, which is also located on the tires, it will tell you the max PSI for mine is 50. So we need to go ahead and plug this in. Let's go ahead and take this out. This is telling me we're at 13 PSI. I know you can't see it because of the camera, but 13 PSI is where my tire's at. I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up. It's already at 38, that's what I had before. Hit the play button, and there it goes, 15 PSI. What I'm gonna do is actually turn the tire the other way. See if we can identify where the leak is coming from. All right, so I gotta go ahead and spray this. There it is. See the bubbles? That's it right there. So either there's a nail there, puncture. I already turned the air compressor off. Go ahead, take this off. I don't need this anymore at this point. I've identified it. It's gonna keep bubbling. Pull this out, put this back in. And I'm gonna wheel the truck back because I want it to be in a spot that is good enough for me to get on top of that to put the plug in. I can show you guys how to do the plug. Awesome, so we've identified the leak. I'm actually not seeing a nail or anything, so more than likely this got punctured and whatever it was came out, a nail, a screw. But if the hole is too big, let's say, it really just can't be anything more than a nail or a screw, guys. So the plug is really just meant for as big as this reamer tool, which is right here. So we're gonna use the reamer tool. We're gonna puncture that hole deeper, and we're gonna make it nice and smooth by pushing this in and out. And then we're gonna go ahead and get the plug in there, and I'll show you how to do all that right now, okay? So I'm gonna put this on the camera stand so you guys can see. All right, so the best thing to do here is to get the tire in a way that you're gonna be able to be on top of it to apply as much pressure, because this does take a lot of force, and you feel like you're not strong enough to do this, then I would recommend somebody else do it. You know, if you're on the side of the road, this is a great way to just take care of this yourself. Plug a tire. If you feel like you need to call AAA, then do that, but this is pretty much an easy fix, and that's why I recommend using gloves. It will definitely help. So we need to puncture this through right where the hole is, which is right here. Try to get exactly where the leak is, and I see it right there. Unfortunately, the hole is in the thicker part of the tread. If it was on the inner part, it would be a lot easier, but it is harder when you're going through the thicker part of the tread. And you can see that I have the reamer tool in, and it's leaking air exactly where I have that reamer tool. It's bubbling exactly where it's at, so that's a good sign. What I like to do is actually turn it and push in. That helps you to get this in deeper. Once it's all the way in, you're basically going to pull out and pull in. And that's what happens when you pull it completely out. All right, so now next step, keep your reamer tool in. Go ahead and get your tire plug ready. Take it off, just kind of like a rubber strip. Then you're gonna feed it through the plugger tool right through the eye. Now there is an opening here, so what happens is once I put this in and we push it down, we're gonna pull straight out and this will come right off. So if you notice, there's a little bit of a space at the top there. To kind of bend this with your fingers, it is kind of flexible, and just kind of push that through and pull it all the way through to about the middle. It should look something like that. Okay, so then we're going to push down straight about 2/3 of the way. It's going to bend up, and then you're going to pull straight out. So you kind of have to do this in one motion if you can. Get ready to pull your plugger tool out. Like I said, you really got to push down hard. So what I do is I kind of push, push, and push. So just pushing in is not really going to do it. And now when you're done, just pull up straight. And there you go. So the plug is completely in. Just bring it up close so you can see. And then what you do with the rest of that is you just kind of clip it off. You can just get scissors and cut the rest of that off if you want. Doesn't got to be perfect. As you drive, that will just flatten down. Once plugs are in, they generally don't come out of place, but they can wear down and kind of become, you know, rotten, let's say dry rotted, but they pretty much stay in place. They're not going to go anywhere. And then we can just spray it again and see if there's any more bubbling. I'm not seeing any more bubbling at that area at all, so that should be good to go. All right, so the next thing we want to do is fill up the tire. So the last thing we need to do is make sure the TPMS sensor light, low tire light, goes off after you filled up your tires to the appropriate PSI. I'm gonna go ahead and drive it for a little bit. You do need to drive your vehicle for about, a half mile. It's been about a half mile and the tire light has gone away, TPMS light. So it's good to go, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.